Capricorn or Capricorn cross watcher, happy birthday, guys. Thank you for being here with me today. It took me a minute to get this message written, and I didn't, because I'm having a difficult time. I mean, I'm going to read it, but I don't know. Some of you may have to reverse this. I know I say that all the time because you might have to. There's different people watching, and I don't know how many people this is going to resonate with. It's not very specific. I don't know, maybe we'll get more as we go. Maybe more will come. By the way, there's this motorcycle. I don't know if this motorcycle is doing donuts outside. I don't know what they're doing. But I'm like, are you okay? Like, because isn't it, I don't know, it might be snowing. They're just having a ball. They're just having a blast. Maybe there's something here to do with feeling like we're going in circles with something. I'm telling you right now, I think this person, oh, nope, there they go again. I think they're going in circles. I thought it would be gone by the time I started the video, but it just keeps going. This could even be a situation where it's like, I thought we were past this point, or I thought we were through this, or I thought we were on the same page here, but we're not. I don't know. Anyway, let's go ahead and just get into it for whoever this is for. Some of you may feel like someone isn't being particularly conscious of something, whoever this person is to you, unless that's reversed. Somebody feels another is not consciously aware of something. Could be their own actions. It could be their, oh, I'm hearing the word delusions. It could be their, it's something. Or somebody, yes, someone could feel like, let's say you feel like a person is not conscious of how they're making you feel. Maybe you feel like someone's being selfish about something, where it's always about what they feel or what they've got going on, whether it's sad or positive. You feel like, you know, it's more about what they've got going on. Like, they're not really considering you. They're not considerate. They don't consider you, really. I think that whoever's going to resonate with this is hurt. I think you're hurt. Unless it's reversed. And I think that you're hurt because you may feel like a person to a degree is being selfish. Although I know that you care for them because you don't, it does not feel, here they go again. Is that the wind? It doesn't feel like you think this person is consciously aware of their selfishness. You may even see that you may think it's I'm hearing character flaw, or that it's just who they are. I do not think this is a stranger to you. I do not think this is someone you don't know. I'm telling you, this is either someone in a relationship with you, someone in your family, a child of yours, a parent of yours, in-laws of yours, possibly even neighbors, co-workers. It's people you know. It's a person you know. And I said people, didn't I? Like, let's say you get on the phone with somebody, right? I'm going to give an example. Let's say you get on the phone, or somebody's calling you. Usually it might be you, the one calling them. It's like those little things, right? But now they're calling you, but they don't really care to, I mean, they may ask how you're doing and like what's going on with you. You could have some pretty awful things you're going through right now, you know? And maybe they ask, but you can tell they're just asking to like say that they asked. It's not that they're calculated. It's not that they're not even aware of it. I don't think that they are. At least that's how you're seeing it. They're not really aware. You know? Like, and then the whole conversation, it's more like they just want to hear you give an answer just to say that they asked you or to say you know. And I do think they care about you as well. But it's more about them. No, I don't know. And then you end up feeling like, I don't even... Like, you're very detached from a person right now. I don't even know what to say. I think there's a reason it's so hard to get this message out, because you just feel extremely detached. Like, and to be real, because I want to see it from both sides, sometimes I can't. But this one I might be able to, where maybe this person also feels the same way about you. They could feel like, oh yes. I have an example. I'm going to throw this out here. Remember, it doesn't have to be anybody's exact example, but this is a perfect example to kind of get across what I'm trying to say, because otherwise I feel like I might not be making any sense here. Let's say you have a couple, and the couple here, let's say one of the partners has some really good news to share with their partner, you know, and it could be about work, or it could be about their weight loss journey, or something they just figured out and discovered, and they're trying to get their partner to like hear them out. You know, it's like, hey, I got a promotion, or I got this and that, or look what else I'm studying, or I just found out I have this gift, or look what I don't know, you know, look what happened. I'm really excited. Hey, I'm pregnant. You know what I mean? Which I did get in your last message. I did get. It could be anything. They may feel like the partner doesn't really care, but that may not be true. Maybe the partner has a mom who's passing away, who they have to take care of, and that's really fucking sad. And this person is emotionally like, look, I'm happy for you, but like, I don't think that you understand. You know, I'm not trying to be selfish, but I'm going through something really deep over here, and like, I'm happy for you, but I also need you to like meet me in the middle here and feel equally about me being as happy for you as being as equally understanding as what I'm going through. I'm losing my mom, or I'm losing my dad, or I'm still not over it. Why would I be over it? You know, or I'm going through a lot, or my child is struggling with something and it's killing me, or you know what I mean? Somebody may not feel understood by someone. They feel like the person doesn't understand them. And I don't know if it's intentional. And I think that if this is you, I think that you would know it's not intentional. But this is rough, because whoever is experiencing this is needing a little bit more understanding, and they're not really getting that from somebody. It's more about that person, how they're feeling, and they can feel like they're dealing with a person who is just really unconscious of how selfish they are. Or I don't know. Somebody feels very detached to me, and it could be you. If it's reverse, it's another person. And it's not because somebody is not consciously aware. I mean, it could be in some situations, but for most of you, I don't feel like that's what it is. I feel like it's something else. But what makes them feel more detached from the person is the fact that the person is just don't get it. Like, they don't get it. And so it's like, I can't like force you. Okay, let's say we do have a connection here where it's friendship, or it's a relationship, or it's a work situation, whatever the connection is, or family. It could be where someone's like, I'm needing more of your help, or I'm needing more of your support, I'm needing more of your love. Could even be about like love languages. And the other person is like not understanding it. And now I'm hearing, Adele, I can't make you love me. It's like, I can tell you like what I feel I'm not getting in the connection and the friendship and the work situation. I could tell you how I'm feeling, but you just don't get it. Like, you really don't get it. And this isn't a person, what is that called? Condescending another. No. It's just, it is what it is. You know, it's really disappointing. I feel like this is kind of, somebody's disappointed in someone right now. And I want to say inability, because it's not that the person doesn't want to see it. They almost can't. And maybe it's because they speak a different, not actually a different language, maybe. It could be a language barrier here, or maybe it's like we just speak differently, like or we're at different phases in our life, or maybe it's like of course I'm gonna feel this way, you know. This would be like a woman going through postpartum and her partner doesn't get it because the partner hasn't gone through postpartum. But the woman is like, I'm trying to get you to understand what postpartum is, and I can't really, I'm just gonna shut down eventually because you're not gonna get it. Like, you're not understanding. And like, you're wanting something from me that I'm unable to give you right now emotionally, or somebody connected to you is wanting something from me, or you're both wanting something from me. And I'm sorry, but one, I've got to fill my own cup first, or I've got things to take care of over here. And I feel like you, or the both of you, or whatever, are being really selfish right now. It's something like that. Could even be somebody going through a grieving process. Somebody's going through something very difficult, or will be. It's approaching steadily, or someone has been, or someone's reminiscing and thinking about something they went through that's heavy, and that maybe it's something during this time it gets heavy, and someone goes through some shit, and they just need somebody to be, oh, I just want to hug somebody right now. Like, I feel this. And I do feel that two people care about each other here. I can't tell if this is a relationship. I can't tell if it's family. I can't tell if it's both. I do feel more than two people involved to some degree. I feel it all. I feel the work situation. I feel this and that. And it's like, but the person I feel the most, the strongest, is the one who's like, feeling very disconnected. Loves somebody very much, or cares for someone very much. Like, I care for you, I care about you, I care about y'all, or I love y'all, if it's more than two people. But somebody is on their own personal hero's journey right now, and they're probably approaching the innermost cave. And in that, they need a lot of love and understanding, and what they don't need are people who are unconscious of their actions and their selfishness. And if it's not selfishness or anything like that, just back up a little. Chill out a little. You know what I mean? Like, some of you, what you need is maybe to be left alone. What you need is maybe to be held. It depends on the individual person. What you need is someone to talk less about them and not at all. What you need is someone to apologize. What you need is someone to be considerate. What you need is somebody to be, and maybe this person will be willing to be all those things, but right now they're like not seeing it. And you're very, I love you. I can't say that enough. I love you, whoever you are. Vice versa. I love you. You have such a beautiful soul. I could cry. Really, you know, I'm a fucking emotional person. I can get really angry. I can cry. Really. I love you. I love how you're handling this. I love you. Like, you're so sweet. You really are. Man or woman, you're a very tender person. Strong person too, but very tender. And I feel you on this. Like, cause I can't tell what it is that you're going through, or if it's reversed even, I can't tell. But it could be like an empty nester syndrome, you know, empty nesters, you know, when your kids get older and they're moving, you know, that's emotional. And nobody can understand that but you. Or maybe again, some of y'all may have a child who's going through something emotional. Okay? Like, some of us have had that happen. Things that we can't even openly talk about. You know, and then people are getting either upset with you, or people are getting some sort of tone with you, or they need attention from you. They need this from you. And it's like, listen, you have no clue. And I'm not mad at you for that. It's like, forgive them for they know not what they do. I'm not mad at you for that. But I'm going to shut down on you if you press too much. If you push too much, I'm going to shut down on you, or I'm going to all outright leave you. Or it depends on what the situation is. It depends on what the connection is. It depends. You know, I'm going to pull away. Because I'm in a transformative place. And I'm needing to be strong for myself, or I'm needing to be strong for a loved one. I'm needing to be strong. And I don't need this shit right now. You know, because I'm teetering on being emotional and wanting to knock someone the fuck out right now. Like, I'm not kidding. Somebody's in the innermost cave. Let's read about it. Let's read about the portion of the hero's journey, which we all experience. It's a cycle. We're never done until we're out of here. We're always on a different cycle. Somebody's been in a cycle, and the cycle's coming to an end. Unless somebody is on their cycle. It could be as simple as somebody's on their cycle, but it's not simple. You know what I mean? Someone's going through a lot. It's more than that. Okay. Approach the innermost cave. The hero prepares for the ordeal or final challenge as he or she approaches the location where he or she will meet the greatest enemy. Listen, somebody's at the end of their rope with something. I think it's you, unless it's reversed. This will be saying, hey, this is a knock at your door of your conscience saying, please be understanding to someone right now that they're happy for you, or they're whatever you're needing them to be. They are, even if they're not showing it, but they need you to like back up a little bit off of them because they're going through some shit. They could be losing somebody, right? But a lot of you, this is you. It doesn't have to be that. It could be anything. But this is somebody who's they're in actually a beautiful phase of their cycle, a beautiful phase of the journey, of a portion of the life that they're on. This is beautiful, but it doesn't feel beautiful. They don't realize it at this point. Been there, so have you. And we continue to get there, just in different, we have all kinds of cycles we go through. Anyway, somebody's right here at the tail end of something, and it's fucking rough. And I feel like somebody knows something's coming to an end, or they really want to be able to be as much of service or whatever as they can, but they can only do so much. It's fucking heavy. And what they need is someone to be understanding. And this is when you'll have people who won't be, and they really aren't conscious of it. Some of them are. Some of them are not. And some of them you start realizing they might be the greatest enemy. Some of us, when we're in that innermost cave on our hero's journey, when we approach that, we end up realizing who's really got to go in our lives and who can stay. And we don't have to let go begrudgingly. Sometimes the enemy is us needing to find our voice and tell people when it's like a no. And that we don't have to explain that. And if they get mad, they get mad. They don't have to like our answer. They don't have to like our decision, but that's our decision. They can think of us in any way after that, whatever. And one day, let's hope somebody is a little more understanding to them when they reach the same place you're at right now, because they will. Wow. This is a very pivotal point for somebody in their life right now. And it's not an overnight thing. It's a process. It's just like when you're grieving. I'm not saying somebody's losing somebody in that way, but it could be where it's already happened and somebody's just going through the emotions again, and that's fine, and they should be able to do that. Whether it's a relationship ending, somebody's passed, or a child moving out and moving away, or something to do with it, whatever it is, it's extremely transformative to someone. And in this time, they're finding their strength. They're finding that. They're rededicating to themselves. They're seeing the truth about not only themselves, but people around them. They're rediscovering their strength, maybe even for the first time. They're rediscovering their voice, maybe even for the first time. And in that, some people are going to get offended because they're needing from you, because they want from you, because they, and they're not consciously aware of it, a lot of them. They don't know. They really don't know, because they're not where you are right now, but they will be. And then when they are, this moment will ring in their ears, and they'll be like, oh, that's what they needed from me during that time. And I was very selfish. It was only about me. You know what I'm saying? Some of you, this isn't romantic. This is a family situation, or it's a friend situation where maybe somebody was very I don't know, just very, unforgiving of you for having made a decision to kind of pull away, but you may have pulled away because this person kind of got a little aggressive or something, or they did something, but maybe you did it because you could have been going through something where you were in like a transformative time in your life spiritually, or maybe somebody you love was, like, maybe you had a child who was going through some depression and some, you had to be there for that child. Like maybe you had a child who tried to commit suicide and they didn't know that. They didn't know. They were only thinking about their side of things and how they were feeling, or maybe their family was feeling, but they didn't understand that you had to handle something the way that you did because of something that was going on. But maybe you couldn't be as open about it because other people are involved, and so it's their feelings as well. You know what I mean? The bottom line of this message, I mean, there's a lot of bottom lines here, but the bottom line of it, I think, is that There is love here where there is care. These aren't enemies, but that doesn't mean they won't become enemies. And also, this might end up having to be a severance, or where we start realizing we have to keep people on a certain level and we can't be as close to them because we're just on a different journey. This is where we surrender, and it's fucking painful. Surrendering is one of the fucking hardest things ever. It's one of the hardest things ever. It is. Because we're such a controlling species. We really are, to every degree. And when we and then we just get to a place, depending on what we go through or what we see another go through, that you really can't control anything, and death is inevitable. Endings are inevitable. And we never really know what somebody's going through, and this isn't a video about like excusing people's shitty behavior. I'm saying we just don't know. I don't think you're being shitty. I feel like you're being quiet, or you got quiet, whether it happened in the past or it's currently happening. I feel like you get quiet, or you're not giving them a certain response that they're wanting or when they want it, and it's gonna upset somebody if it didn't already. And that person, it's because they're being selfish, but it's not a conscious thing. I'm not making an excuse for them. It's you would know that. I feel like you'd know that. That's why I'm picking up on it. I think you would be the one that would know they're not consciously aware of it. They may be even looking at you as you're selfish. Like, you're selfish. You're not consciously aware and you may be like, I can only give you what I can give you. And emotionally, I'm taxed. I'm done. I'm not being selfish. This would be like going to a store and you want to purchase, let's say, some sort of item you went there specifically to that store for, but it's all sold out. You're going to go to the store owner, the store manager, and be like, you're selfish. How am I selfish? I can't give you something I don't have. There may be even something you don't want to do. You're not comfortable with it, but you haven't quite found your voice in telling the person. Now, that's not for all of you, but if that is, and just straight up saying, I'm not going to do it, or no, it's a no. You may be on a certain page about something, but that doesn't mean I have to be on the same page as it, and you may be in support of something, but that doesn't mean I have to be. You may see something as good, but that doesn't mean that I do. And you should accept that. I am my own person. I have a right to do what I want to do. And just because it's not what you think I should do, I don't know what to tell you. You know what I mean? Like, maybe someone thinks you're selfish for not wanting to do something that they think that you should do, but they also aren't in the place in your life that you are right now. They don't know. I actually feel like you're making a wise decision, and you see something that perhaps this person doesn't see. You know what I mean? But they're not going to see it like that. This is people who are on two different paths. This is unequally yoked. It just is. Friendship, love, family, all of it. It's like I care for you. Like, I don't want anything bad to happen to you, obviously. Or I love you. It depends on what this is. But I gotta love you from a distance. I gotta let you go. Or I realize whether I have to share this with you or not, every time we speak or we see each other, I realize where I gotta keep you mentally. And it's just gonna have to be that way. Like, somebody may even keep this to themselves. You may keep it to yourself, vice versa, where you're like, I don't have to tell this person because it's just going to be a fight. It's going to be Discord, something to do with Discord or the internet or a page of something, somebody's page, social media page or something. It doesn't have to be, but it's just like, look. Yeah. Oh, I'm clicking buttons over here. Well, this is the message. I don't even know what to title this. But I feel you. I guess approach the innermost cave. That's where somebody's at. I've been studying a lot about the hero's journey, and I'm going to implement it more into my work because it's incredible. and we all go through it. And I feel like if we all were brought to like really study the hero's journey and really look into that, we would have more of a better understanding of each other and realize even ourselves kind of what end of it are we on. Are we, you know, which path are we choosing? Because it's not just the hero's journey, there's the villain's journey too. There's both. And if we can better understand kind of where we're at on our journey, then maybe we can better understand where possibly another person's at or others are at, or even how to just kind of navigate our connections to them. So whoever is going through this is in the inmost cave. And I can't remember what stage that is, but the hero has adjusted to a special world and goes on to seek its heart, the inmost cave. She or he passes into an intermediate zone with new threshold guardians and tests. This is a test. Some of you, you're being tested, unless it's reversed. You know what the test is? To say no, or to say I'm not happy, or to say this is how you're making me feel, or this is what I'm going through. I feel that you're being insensitive, or you know what I'm saying? And it's not to do it to hurt someone. It's about our intentions here, right? This is somebody's test could be here to say what they actually feel to their loved one. It's somebody's loved one. This isn't to a stranger. This is to a loved one. This is how I feel. Whether it's not about how they receive it. And I wouldn't feel like this is to say how you feel because you're going to go out of your way to do it. I feel like this would be if the other person is like pressing and trying, you know what I'm saying? And like making something like, it may be like, look, this is about boundaries. And this is a reoccurring message I've been getting the past couple of days. So maybe everybody's right now kind of finding our voice with our boundaries. Yeah. The villain's headquarters are defended with fierceness. Yeah, whoever this is too, like I'm telling you, they're pushing back, they're going to push back, and you may end up cutting your connection with somebody. I'm telling you, I don't care who it is. And by that I mean, I'm understanding of that it might be a little difficult because it's like, wow, but this may be a person that you end up not being able to reach. Like you're just not going to reach them, and you may realize that you have to keep a person at arm's distance or completely cut ties, because I don't know if they're going to get it. And that's fine. Honestly, that's fine. You kind of need people like this on your journey, no matter how frustrating it is. But it just hurts more when you care for them. It's different than when it's a stranger. This is somebody you care about. A friend, a family member, a love, maybe even somebody from work. You know, we got a good bond. It sucks. It's like, but this is what I have to do. But because they defend their position with a fierceness, your side isn't coming necessarily from a fierceness. It's a different energy. And it's like, this is where our paths end together. We no longer walk the rest of the way. This is when the father drops the bride off and goes and sits down, or whoever walks her or him down. They can walk themselves down. I mean, they do it all kind of different ways now, and I'm here for it. Some people don't even get married, and I'm here for it. I mean, I'm here for whatever people individually want to do and that they feel called to do, not because it's some sort of fucking American dream, but because it's their own, right? It's not some sort of programming or nonsense, but because my family did it, I have to do it. So let's say this is where the family or the person walks themselves. So let's say it's a person walking them down. Somebody who means a lot to them. They're giving them away. It's time for you to give me away. It's time for you to just let me go. And if you won't, if I then I'm gonna go. I'm gonna make you. You may not be happy with my decision, but what's important now is that I realize you don't have to be. Yeah. Some of you are not really happy with a person right now. You're not happy, or you're not feeling supported by them, or you're just realizing that you can't do anything about it. Like, you can't change this person. You can't change them. Vice versa. And there's so much that you do care about this person for. Like, there's a lot of great qualities about them. And just like all of us, you know, we have great qualities and not great qualities. But, you know, it doesn't have to be a fucking fight. It doesn't have to be, you know, now it depends on how this person handles it. They may end up taking it, that's up to them, then that's on their own journey, right? Here, you're on yours. The only person that you can have any control over how, like, your decisions is you and what you're deciding to do. And I feel like you're going to move forward and decide, I'm going to be very open. I'm going to say what I'm really feeling, and I'm going to establish a boundary here, or I'm going to reestablish a boundary, or I'm just going to outright be extremely blunt and open. And how that person chooses to receive my answer is how they choose to receive my answer, or the place that I'm at, you know, with all of this. And then that's it, you know what I mean? Then we'll move forward from there. But otherwise, I think that you've come to a place, or you are nearing the place where you're like, in this innermost cave that I am in, I'm going through a lot, and I'm grateful for it. I am thankful for it, no matter how painful and transformative it is, because it's causing me to have many breakthroughs. And in these breakthroughs that I'm having, I'm realizing a lot of things. Some of you are feeling stronger than you ever have, or you're about to, but it's going to be after a very tough process that you've had to go through. And it could even be where some of you end up realizing that this has happened in the past with you, because it's all like, it all comes back around, right? I can think of so many times this has happened with me, where I didn't understand where a person was coming from, like, at all. I was the unconscious one in that situation. There's so much I'm unconscious about. We all are. Even if we think we're the most conscious person ever, we're not conscious about everything. There's so much we're unconscious about. That's how we learn. And we're like, oh. And sometimes it ends up happening where it, like, comes back around in a different way. And that's when we just hope people have mercy on us and they understand we were just unconscious of our actions, or unconscious of the way we were thinking or something. And maybe there was a time, if this is your message though, where back in the day or at some point there was something that happened where someone was going through a lot, maybe with a child of theirs, or with themselves, or with their family, or with an addiction they were trying to cut, or with a partner who was kind of awful to them, or something, whatever, you know, maybe all of the above. And maybe you took something really personal, or maybe you handled something not the right way, or not in a very understanding way, but you just weren't conscious of it. You were doing the right thing on your side. You were just doing what you were doing on your side, but you didn't see, you know, where they needed a little grace during that time, a little understanding, a little respected boundaries, or a little, would you have liked it if they did that to you, or something like that. And but it wasn't like an intentional thing necessarily. And now it's coming around again, where perhaps you're needing that from a person, or not needing it, but just it would be nice, and you're not getting that because they're kind of being unconscious of how selfish they're being, and how it's just about what they feel about something, and maybe even too pushy or aggressive, or hateful even, or cold about something, when you're really needing a little more understanding and communication or something. And then that's when it hits you, and you have that awakening. And that's just one within a whole bunch of them that you may have, where you're like, oh my God, this is something that happened. And that's when you go back to the person, if you're able to, and you say, you remember when that happened to us back there? You remember when that happened? I had that play out in a different way in my life, and I just want to tell you, I was wrong. I didn't even know it. I was really wrong and really selfish. And sometimes, like, the person isn't alive anymore for us to do that to, and sometimes they're not, or we don't always have to go to that person and do it. But they talk about that, like, even in 12-step program, to, like, go to the person. But sometimes you can't. Sometimes you don't have to, as long as you're consciously aware of it, and in your heart, you know what I mean? You're like, whoa, and you realize. It doesn't always have to be you go to the person. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's just in here, and then we change our behavior, and we just keep on going forward, and we just are more aware of our actions and stuff like that. But wow, this is a big message. I really like messages like this. I'm glad it ended up being like this. You know, at first I was like, what in the hell? I've been sitting here for so long trying to get this message. And then I did the one for you guys yesterday. Very different, but similar little aspects here. I just picked up on a different type message. There was a lot of little ones inside of that one. I don't know if that one's going to come out first or this one. But I love how this ended up turning out. I didn't know where it was going. I didn't know. But I just kind of let it go. Just went with it. And now I get where this is going for whoever it's for. And some people may be like, oh, this isn't for me, but it may end up being more for somebody than they realize. And it ends up playing out later on. And they're like, it was my message. This is such a funny life. It really is. It really, 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 really is. Yeah. It's just like a bicycle wheel. That's what I'm seeing. I don't know what's up with that connection of bicycles or bike Mike or bike. I'm hearing Mike and Ike's. But also like a bicycle wheel or bike wheel. And I did hear something about a motorcycle, right? So it could be like that type bike. Anyway, all right, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and go. Yeah. I'm going to throw this out here real quick. I'm getting something else right here at the tail end. You know where somebody also maybe grieving or going through something. You could have a people or a person, however many is involved here, and then maybe like not understanding why the person isn't really communicating with them during this time and isn't really letting them know what's going on with something. Like maybe someone who's ill, and it's like, well, but they're only seeing it from that perspective. It's like, why would I? I'm the one that's here most of the time. I'm the one that's here taking care of everything. Why would I fill you in on something when you're not even around? You're not around and you're not helping me with things. It's just going to stress me out more. Or you're just going to go out there and tell a whole bunch of people that don't need to fucking know about it. Like, this is a very personal, intimate thing that's going on. And I need to grieve. I need to go through it in my own process in my own time. And this is why. So you could have people that get upset because they may feel like, you know, whatever. But it's like, I'm not an answering service. I'm also having to take care of shit over here, and I'm doing it by myself single-handedly. And so, you know, let's see how you would handle it if you were put in the same situation I'm in. Like, they're not seeing it, you know, that's all it is somebody's just unconscious. Or people, it could be more than one, you know, they're being a little bit selfish, where it's just about what they've got going on, whether that's something sad they've got going on or something really happy they've got going on, but it's like, I can't feel that for you right now, or I'm not on board. Like, some of you may have someone here or people that you want to, there may be somebody who wants you to be on board with them about something, but you can't because you see it as something that is like they're trying to like force you to be in agreement with. They want to force you to be on board with something that you're not on board with. They want you to lie? Do they? Is that what they're asking for you to do? They want you to basically be bullied or feel bad or guilt-tripped into accepting something or doing something or being on the same page with something that you are like, I don't have time for that shit right now. It's the least of my worries. It's the last thing on my mind. I don't really care right now, to be completely honest. Like, I will get to that when I get to that. What's the rush? Why are you pressuring me? Why are you pushing me? I'm literally dealing with this right now. I understand. You know, or maybe it's like just straight up a no for you, and you're like, stop pushing me when I've already said no. And we covered that in Aries. I could actually keep going with this because it could go a whole lot of different ways, but I think we got what we needed. Anyway, all right, guys, thank you for being here with me, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.